guys, and welcome to Vegan Beauty Girl. Today we are continuing with our foundation series and we'll be looking at the Milk Flex foundation stick. So if you guys are new around here, I've been doing a foundation series lately to let you guys know a bit more about some of the leading vegan foundations. So today we are looking at the Milk Flex stick. I was requested to do a review of this, and I must admit I did avoid buying this foundation for quite a while just because there was nowhere I could go get shade matched, and the idea of buying a foundation which is £32 online without knowing it's going to be the correct shade, it was really intimidating. I did it for you guys. It actually turned out pretty well. So I am wearing it already now. We're gonna go back in time shortly and you will be able to watch me apply it and see how that goes. Spoiler alert, it is actually a dream to apply once you kind of know how. First off, you guys will probably wanna know how I got the right shade for me. So figuring out what shade you are with Milk is a bit of a struggle because they are available on Cult Beauty, but I wouldn't say they do much to let you know what shade would be best for you. They don't make it too easy to understand the undertones in all of the shades. They have 36 shades, so there are a lot to choose from. I don't know, I just found it quite overwhelming trying to figure out the right shade. So I went onto another website where you could put in your foundation shade from another brand and it would match you up to the right one for the foundation you're looking for. So I submitted this Barley Vanilla shade from The Body Shop. You can check out the review for that up here. So I submitted that. I think they actually recommended sand and I went for golden sand because I knew summer was coming, so I wanted a shade like a little bit more golden. So whilst it doesn't look like the match was that great, clearly it has worked out well. So I will leave a link for that website down below because it really helped me find the right shade for me. I don't know if I just said that. The right shade for me is golden sand. This is a bit more of a summer shade for me. The sun's really come out in the UK and over the last couple of weeks I've gotten a bit of a tan. I'm also one to dabble in fake tans, so my foundation shades won't be consistent across all of my videos just because I'm not always the same consistent colour, so I've got a few different shades for when I'm tanned / fake tanned versus my pale winterish self. God, I'm sweating, it's a really hot day. So shade range wise, there are 36 shades, and compared to a lot of the other foundations I've been reviewing on this foundation series, it has got a good shade range. I'd say there's room for improvement. I think they could do with a lot more dark shades and they could do with better descriptions when it comes to helping people match their shades. It's definitely on the better end of the spectrum of vegan foundations. It's got a broader shade range than most that are on the market. So far out the ones I've reviewed, Lush have done the best. They have 40 shades and they're zero waste, so I would recommend going to check out that video. This foundation is described as medium coverage and I would definitely agree with that. I really do think that it's done a really good job of evening out my skin tone and covering up any imperfections and spots and whatever, but it's not like full coverage. It's still very breathable. I still feel like you can see my skin underneath. I really do love this foundation. I think that you've kind of got like the natural look of a low coverage foundation, but the coverage of a medium foundation. They advertise it as a nifty on the go medium coverage natural finish foundation that covers, calms and flexes without caking or creasing. As far as nifty and on the go goes, I understand what they mean when they talk about the stick, but I feel like you do want to be in a nice like clean hygienic area where you've got like clean hands or a beauty blender to really blend it out. So I wouldn't recommend doing your makeup on the go, but it's nice packaging. I really do quite enjoy the stick formula. I like that you can just like rub it on your face and it is a little bit easier to apply than the Lush Slapstick foundation, and it's a little bit neater. I think it would be really cool if they made this refillable, like if they sold just the foundation as well, so you could just fill up your plastic container. I would really like to see that happen. And when they talk about no creasing or caking, and that is because it is made using elastic marshmallow root extract, which means that it should kind of flex to your skin, which is where the name comes from. And I would say that I completely understand that with this foundation. I think they are making it sound like a bit extra, but I don't notice any caking with this. I do find that it sits on my skin all day long. It doesn't separate or do anything weird, but towards the end of the video I'll check in with you guys after like 8 hours so you can see what it does look like after a day's wear, especially on a hot sweaty day like today. So when it says that it calms, it's actually infused with blue lotus and chamomile, which is to moisturize and calm and reduce redness on skin. So I like it when brands are using skincare in their beauty products and their makeup products. It makes sense, and I like it when they do that. And I would say I've found that as I've been using this every day, my skin has gotten a little bit better. There could be lots of things contributing to that because I'm also drinking a lot less and eating a little bit healthier, I guess. You don't know. really. But yeah, I can vouch for the fact that my skin is looking a bit better, especially if you've seen like my previous foundation videos, more towards the start of lockdown where things weren't so good. Yeah, we're gonna rewind now and you'll be able to watch me put on this foundation, see what I look like without makeup. And yeah, when it comes to using the Milk Flex Stick, I actually prime my face using a balm. So this is the Incredible Carrot Hero Balm from Happy Carrot Skincare. This one is specially formulated for combination skin. I also use this as a cleanser, but when I use it as a makeup primer, it means that I've got a really nice smooth base to put my makeup on, and it really helps blend out the Milk foundation as well. So I start off with a little bit and then add more and more on if needed. Sometimes though, when you use a balm, you can really struggle to get the lid off because your hands are too oily, but I seem to have done all right today. So what I do with this is I pretty much just draw it all over my face. I kind of guess how much I need for coverage, but I'll go back and add a bit more if needed later on. And then I kind of like blend it out a bit with my fingers at first. And then I move on to a beauty blender to really press it in. I really do think this foundation has the most beautiful, natural looking finish. I find this formula really nice and easy to use. It's really creamy and really easy to blend out. Obviously it is actually summer in the UK right now, so the temperatures are a bit warmer, which means it might be a bit easier to blend compared to what it would be like in the winter months. And I would say that I find that when I prep my skin with a balm beforehand, that really does do a lot to help blend it out. So yeah, this is what it looks like when it's just been applied. So the coverage on this is definitely medium. It's not like full coverage. You can still see like a few imperfections coming through, but I think it's really nice fuller coverage. For me, medium is kind of like the fullest I ever go. So for me, this is kind of like my full coverage option. I do really like it. I feel like my skin just looks very natural. I don't think you could really tell I was wearing foundation. It's not got any like telltale signs. It looks lovely. I really like it. I love that it's not full coverage. I like to be able to see a bit of your skin come through. I think that really makes it look like you've got a bit more of a naturally good skin, if you know what I mean. And it just blends really nicely. I think it's a miracle I managed to get the right shade. I think the fear of getting the wrong shade put me off buying this foundation for a long time, so I'm happy I did finally like bite the bullet. It is possibly my new favorite foundation. I find that I am reaching to it every day, and not just because I'm trying to get a good feel for it for reviewing for you guys. I'm just genuinely really enjoying it. But yeah, I'm going to finish putting on my makeup and we'll talk a bit more in a sec. I really do just have to say that I love this foundation so much. So Milk are a very popular brand because they are cruelty-free. They're recently Leaping Bunny certified, so that's really good. That extra level of assurance definitely does make me feel a lot more comfortable as a customer when I'm buying from someone who is cruelty-free, because it's very complicated and it just makes me happy to know that they've really dotted the I's and crossed the T's and gotten the Leaping Bunny certification. Beyond that, they are also known really for their paraben-free formulas and being like a clean beauty brand, which means they've got a lot of ingredients which they have blacklisted, and they're very transparent on that as well, so you can go find more on that over on their website. These are a couple of reasons why they are hugely popular and loved by many and are a cult beauty brand, because they've got like really strong foundations of like ethics and they're very transparent. So yeah, I am going to check in with you guys a little bit later and let you know how it's wearing throughout the day. I do get quite oily skin, particularly around my T-zone, so it would be cool to see how that kind of comes out. If you are looking for something really good for oily skin, I would recommend checking out the MUA £5 Pro Base Foundation. I'll leave that a link over here, I think. Anyway, I will check in with you guys shortly and let you know how this is going. Hey guys, just tuning back in to give you a little bit of an update. You'd hardly believe it, but it's actually 7 PM right now and this is just like natural light. You forget just how bright the UK can be in the evenings once it's summertime. It's crazy when it's like dark at 4 PM during winter, but whatever. That's not what we're talking about. I just have to say that this foundation wears so well throughout the day. If you're someone who struggles with like weird separation and stuff like that, you won't get that with this. I haven't put on like any extra powder or anything. I think you can see that my skin's like quite reflective from the sweat of the day, but all in all, it doesn't look really greasy. It just kind of looks dewy. As far as how my face feels, yeah, it does feel a little bit grimy, but I have been sunbathing, so I think it would feel that way if I weren't wearing makeup. I'm not going to blame the foundation because the foundation is actually really nice and lightweight on the skin, and I think that's incredible for the coverage. So just genuinely, I adore this foundation, and if you are feeling brave enough to try and shade match yourself, I would really recommend going for it. But I do know that £32 is a lot of money to spend on a foundation, and whilst I definitely think this foundation's worth worth it. It wouldn't be if you did end up with the wrong shade. Let's get some close-ups going for you guys. So I wouldn't say the coverage is necessarily as good as it was earlier. I actually think it still looks really lovely. It's got a little bit of a shine around my nose in particular, but mostly it's actually really under control. I really love this foundation. I think it's incredible that on a day like today I haven't had to do anything to kind of redistribute it. Sometimes, you know, you kind of have to rub it back in again after a while, but literally nothing needs doing. It still looks just really lovely and natural. I actually think it's my new favorite foundation, which makes me quite happy. I love that it's got clean ingredients. I love that the shade range is reasonable. As I said, there is room for improvement, but as far as foundations go, particularly those in the vegan space, it's definitely one of the best ones for shade ranges. Yeah, I quite like it. I just wish it was a little bit more eco-friendly. If they made these refillable, they would be made, and if I could find them on the high street, like if they could be stocked somewhere, that would just make shade matching a lot easier. And also I'd love to try out a few more of their products, but when everything is so expensive, it's just a bit difficult. But I would like to go and play with some shades and get a bit more of an idea for their products, so it's a shame they don't have anything like that going on. I do also have their brow gel, which I am quite keen on. I've got it in the shade Grind. I'm wearing it today. This is something that looks kind of like better when I first apply it. Like I managed to really give my brows proper texture, but it still looks nice today. I think, yeah, that is the only brow product I'm wearing today. I might do a full review on it, but I don't think so. I just don't think I'm the sort of person that can talk to great length about brow gels. But maybe one day I'll do a video with like full face of Milk makeup. That might be quite a while down the line. Like I say, I'm keen to try more of their products. I'm just not sure what would be next. I would just love to be able to play about some of their products in a store. But yeah, hugely recommend this, and hopefully you are able to find your own shade and try it out, because I just think it's beautiful. I really do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you are interested in vegan beauty. That's kind of my thing. If you're interested in learning more about like vegan, cruelty-free, sustainable, eco-friendly beauty, yeah, it would be a cool place for you to hang out. You can check out the rest of my vegan foundation series. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me at Vegan Beauty Girl. I share a lot about like vegan beauty there, obviously, and also a bit more like news-based. So if anything big happens, if anyone gets bought out or anyone gets cruelty-free certification, you'll hear about it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely day, and until next time, bye.